Good evening, everyone. I would like for you to imagine yourselves growing up in a country that has been under a civil war for the last 55 years. Imagine that conflict has left more than 8 million people affected. 75% of them are civilians. Now, imagine that today, that same country has the opportunity to end the war and build peace. This is the story of Colombia. My name is Angela Mendez, and I'm going to present my research on church leaders and conflict transformation. So, as a young Colombian, having witnessed the terror of war, I've been deeply interested in understanding and identifying peace-building and conflict resolution strategies with already existing establishments, such as the Catholic Church. Being a country of Catholic majorities, I always wonder, what is the Catholic Church doing to help resolve the conflict? So, since the national government started peace negotiations with the largest guerrilla group in the country in 2012, I recently had the opportunity to implement this study. So, by using the epistemic community approach, which basically studies how groups of experts impact national and international politics, my research aims to answer two questions. What has been the role of the Catholic Church in the peace process, and what has determined the level of participation by church leaders in the recent peace negotiations? To answer these two questions, I conducted a qualitative study in Colombia, and I interviewed 18 people from priests, like key religious leaders, NGO members, and Colombian scholars. So here are three key findings. The first one indicates that while the Catholic Church supported the peace negotiations between 2012 and 2016, when the time to ratify the peace agreement came, the Catholic Church split. Those leaders who supported the peace process and those who rejected it. So this leads me to my second finding. Those religious leaders who rejected the peace agreement were the ones who were further from conflict-affected zones. But those who supported it were the ones who personally were impacted by the conflict. What this means is that the further religious leaders are from conflict-affected zones, the less likely they are to support peace processes. And finally, my last finding indicates that while the Catholic Church was hesitant to support the peace agreement, there were individual religious leaders that supported it and defended it. This means that there are significant differences between church leaders and the Catholic Church. Thank you so much.